Her name is Ann. And I said, good morning, Ann. And she says, good morning. And she waves me over. I said, what's up? And she said, I have a patient who's 90 years old. She's been in a coma for 2 months. And I think she's going to die today. And could you do me a favor? Would you be willing to come? It would just be quick. Just give her her last rites. So I walk in, and all of a sudden, the Lord speaks to me, gives me a word, and tells me specifically, bring her out of the coma and preach the gospel to her. And she said, what do you mean? I said, can I pray that God would heal her and come her out of the coma? And she looked at me. I knew you were a religious fanatic. This confirms that. She didn't say that, but she gave me that look. You know what I'm saying? She was disgusted and said, you can do whatever you want. And she goes to the corner of the room and is just watching. And I just said, well, I just have to obey Jesus. So I get in front of the woman, 90 years old. I look over her and I said, I pray exactly. I said, Lord, I pray she would come out of the coma so she could hear the gospel. And she wakes up immediately. And the first thing out of her mouth is she says, who are you? All she sees is a Korean face that she's never seen before. Look at her. And I was so stunned that she woke up, I forgot my name. I said, I'm a pastor. That's all I said. And then she said, I can't believe you're a pastor because I knew before I went into the coma, I was going to die. And I said, God, send me a pastor to tell me I could go to heaven before I die. And I said, Lois, God has answered your prayers. And she came to know the Lord. She lived another 2 months. But during that 2-month period, the Filipino nurse gave her heart to Jesus Christ, and my neighbor, Ann, gave her life to Jesus Christ.